Hello everybody and welcome back to the ESL Legendary Series Season 2 LAN Finals. Once again, my name is Osmo Cuden. This time I'm joined by Chalky and Life Coach. Life Coach is joining us. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good. I really enjoy my time here overseas. It's really great.
Awesome. Well, you're going to be playing tomorrow, so you're looking forward to your matches?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's tomorrow evening, so I got a lot of time to prepare and to sleep, so that's fine.
And to get a little bit of research on your opponents.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Chalky, how are you holding up, man?
I'm doing great. Casting's been pretty fun so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for tomorrow's matches too, but we still have a bit to finish today.
We still have to finish up Group B, but before we do that, I just want to get you guys joining in on the conversation. Make sure you follow us at ESL Hearthstone. Use the hashtag HLS. Let us know what your favorite matches were of the day, what players you're rooting for or looking forward to seeing play maybe tomorrow, like Life Coach, and keep joining in on those conversations. We also want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Plantronics and Gigabyte. We're able to fly these 16 players out from all over the world and have them come here and play card games. And that wouldn't be possible without, of course, our sponsors, Plantronics and Gigabyte. So if you want to check out some gear from them, maybe buy one of the headsets that's on the bear behind us, then go ahead and check out those links that you just saw below and buy some of that sweet sponsor swag. But we are about to jump into our next match. It is the winner's match of Group B. It is going to be KitKatz versus Kolento. Now, Life Coach, you've played against at least Kolento a lot. What are your thoughts on these players?
Oh, I mean, both of them are absolutely like great players, and I mean, KitKatz we know from like recent times, also like earlier times from his innovational decks, and Kolento, of course, I mean, he's of course a top tier player, so we can definitely expect an awesome match here, like from both sides. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Chalky, we saw Kolento earlier take a pretty convincing 3-0 victory over Lead Paint.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be able to emulate that this time around?
Well, I'm hoping we see a bit more exciting of a priest match this time around. But both players have Patron this time. Both the Patron players advanced. And both of them also have a Warlock, KitKatz with a Handlock, Kolento with the Demon Zoo. So the difference is coming in with the Hunter for KitKatz and the Priest for Kolento.
Whereas actually like the priest should directly counter the hunter, but
Yeah.
as we just saw, I think KitKatz actually picked his handlock into the priest, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be really good for the Handlock.
Oh, that's insane. Like
Yeah.
just imagine like handlock dodging, like or like actually the dodging of the priest like for hunter and the other way around, getting like handlock against priest. It's so important actually.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty traditional priest. It's like the old school kind of control priest. So it's got even worse of a matchup than, say, like the Light Bomb priest or something.
All right.
Because Light Bomb deals
Yeah,
with like a
it's
board full of
the-
giants.
It's Kolento's old version with a lot of the steel mechanics. Got double Shadow Madness, Shrinkmeisters, at least one Cabal, probably two. And the Ysera is in right now.
Oh, and the hand is actually pretty awkward.
Yep. Priest hands tend to be pretty awkward.
Unless you draw like Kolento did in his first match, he had what? Northshire Cleric, Circle of Healing, and Injured Blade Master in his opening hand. That was his opening hand. That's just...
Thought is going to be nice, though.
Oh yeah. But probably not enough.
KitKatz plays double BGH, so he could still Thought Steal a BGH.
Oh, okay.
Or he could Thought Steal double Ancient Watcher.
Maybe he could Thought Steal that. Okay. Those are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Molten Giant, probably not going to get there that quickly.
KitKatz just going to throw a BGH out.
I really like that one. Like,
Yeah.
it's really important. It's a power 4 creature. So it's actually really contesting the priest.
Yeah. I could even potentially see him Hellfiring it away. But it's going to be really rough when KitKatz starts playing his big threats like the Giant or Drake, and Kolento right now just has nothing.
All right, Life Coach, you said this matchup is tough. What does a priest have to do to win this matchup against Handlock?
Well, actually, first of all, the question is probably what the handlock has to do. So the handlock has to draw insanely crappy. So really insanely crappy, and then priest perhaps has a little bit of a chance by actually raising the handlock. So doing some silly, I don't know, like Okanai into a Circle of Healing, like Chow's combos, something like that. But really, like in general, it's, I don't know, like 75-25 perhaps, or what would you do? Say chuck it. Like,
Yeah, I think the main issue the priest has is actually just killing them. They can hold down the board for a while if you draw your deaths. You know, maybe you can deal with the drakes, but eventually you still have to kill them. And especially since Kolento or KitKatz was playing Draxus, there's kind of an end limit to when you can stay in the game. And so it's just going to be tough for him to eventually kill him, even if he can deal with these giants, which he can't. So this game's looking really bad for Kolento.
Well, there's the second thought steal, so we might be able to get something off this, but
no BGH though, because
yeah,
both are already
no big
out.
games. Can't get a giant.
yeah, he can't deal with this one. So when the second one comes out next
Right,
turn,
like KitKatz has got to be feeling great.
yeah,
He's just like, oh, no death.
it's autopilot from here.
Yep. It's a good feeling in your first game when your opponent just has nothing.
I mean, whereas his handlock was favored against all of the opponent decks anyways.
Yeah.
Like 60% against Patron as well as against Zeus. So
this is what we would like. This isn't a huge deal that KitKatz is probably going to win game one. So Kolento's definitely still in the series.
He's probably a little bit relieved that he gets it out of the way, so he doesn't have to worry about finding a victory against the handlock later on, maybe. I mean, we don't want to count him out yet, because there's still a slim chance that he wins.
Right.
After Thorison, I guess there is no...
If KitKatz just plays threat after threat after threat and just goes face, he should just easily be able to win. He has giant into Thorison into boom.
Ouch.
It's super silly.
And there are no answers from Kolento.
So if KitKatz these giants don't live for much longer, and then he plays Draxus and Kolento Harrisons it and draws his whole deck, and then gets the Akanai Circle double Zombie Chow burst, he's in this.
This is one of those games we were talking about where, you know, last time it was Lead Paint, Kolento's opponent not being able to play Hearthstone. This time it might be Kolento not being able to play Hearthstone.
Doesn't feel too good, does it, Kolento?
He drew one death.
Yeah.
There's the first piece. It's not much.
Maybe Kolento will think twice next time he keeps Injured Blade Master, Northshire Cleric Circle of Healing in his open hand, now that he knows how it feels.
I think he would have loved to have that this game, but...
Is he about not
rope it
deathing?
and potentially Lotheb.
Okay.
So he's facing down 16.
And he doesn't even want to attack. That's interesting.
Didn't attack.
It's interesting, like with the opponent being at 28.
I guess he's on a pure fatigue plan. Like, kill every threat your opponent plays. Deal with the Molten Giants in your own time. Don't let your opponent dictate the pace at which they can play them. He's thinking pretty optimistically about the game right now. It's like, if I'm going to win, this is going to have to happen.
I'm never going to kill him by doing any damage to him. All the damage that needs to be done has to come from fatigue.
Oh, man.
So
you know Twitch chat, they're just spamming miss 3 damage. Like, if I were KitKatz, I might have just gone all face.
Yeah, probably.
Ouch. Yeah, if he doesn't find a way to deal with this. The bright side, he can play a Molten Giant.
You know what he played around is Thought Stolen Molten Giant Shadow Flame. There we go.
That's next level.
KitKat's too good.
Was that like he... okay. I mean, Hellfire Shadow Word Death would clear, but...
Yep.
I wonder...
That seems like a pretty good play. You can barely not play Molten Giant, which is sad, but...
Yeah. But you don't have to worry about Molten Giants of KitKatz for a long time because you're not attacking. So he's going to still be at 25 health.
And in that case, if you're Kolento, you're hoping he has both Moltens. Because those are just dead cards.
Yeah.
But he has Dr. Boom.
Do you think it's like tough to play? Is Draxus ever a play? I know a lot of times in the past, people would say, well, you want to play Draxus as early as possible against Priest because they don't have to wait to deal with 6/6s every turn. Do you think he's scared to play it because like Harrison Jones might be one of the ways that he loses, or does it not matter?
Yeah, I would usually just play it safe as long as you can play it safe and win the game to 95%.
Yeah.
And then once he's out of strats, then you just go for Jiraxus.
Yeah, kind of like Trump did earlier, where he held on to the Jiraxus for a long time because he thought maybe he could have a really high win percent without it, without taking the risk. But then as soon as he realized he had to take the risk, he just went for it.
Yeah, also keep in mind that there is like the 10 turn turn 10 Jiraxus into Infernal, so he probably just wants to wait till turn 10.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, that's a pretty dead draw. Doesn't really have a way besides the Sunfury Protector to activate it. Does he? Yeah, he doesn't have a way to get through either. Well,
I mean, you pretty much just big game hunter. And is
it lethal?
Yeah.
I don't think he has enough.
It could be lethal. Very likely is.
Yes.
You can go
BGH first and then Hellfire. What do you need to hit? Like 13? You need to hit like 3 damage with the bombs. It's definitely lethal, right? Like, oh, you don't have, sorry. No, you cannot.
Yeah.
Never mind.
There's no real even reason to go for lethal. He had a pretty high chance, but it's probably not as high as his odds of just winning playing safe.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't go for the play, it's like...
Well, actually, like, it would have been, right? So BGH hits? No, BGH hits, of course. Like, that was... So if BGH hit, he was at 16, was he?
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Okay,
yeah,
so...
he put all the damage face.
So Hellfire, he goes to 13, Dark Bomb, he goes to 10. So the 2 bombs must hit 3 damage for lethal.
Yeah,
like,
he could have also, like...
It's 6% that they
could
don't...
have silenced the giant, gone face, or Hellfired,
and then Dark
Bomb face. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but then the bombs can still hit the Dr. Boom. The giant.
That's why I think he just went for this. Like,
no, but I mean, like,
what's the likelihood that bombs do 3 damage?
Yeah.
Between both bombs.
There's 94%. So
yeah, there you go.
But could he play the Hellfire, the BGH, and the Dark Bomb?
He would need the Dark Bomb.
Yeah, sure, he could, I think. Yeah. Didn't he have enough mana? I think.
Because I think he tapped, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
he tapped for the
tapped.
Ancient Watcher, yeah. Oh, no, he tapped for the
He
Hellfire.
drew the Ancient Watcher and he tapped into the Hellfire, which only leaves him with 6, so he couldn't play all that.
Okay.
No, 6/6 mana, right? And
yeah, Dark Bomb.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
It would have been 7 mana.
Yeah. So the bombs would have had to done 6 damage.
Oh, but he lethaled him anyway.
Lethaled him. Forced him to concede, and it looks like KitKatz is going to take game number 1. And that was a sort of a result that we expected from the beginning from seeing that match.
Yep. The hands, the matchup, none of it went Kolento's way. But again, not a huge deal in terms of the matchups.
And he doesn't even look fazed by it. He probably knew from the beginning as well. But that opens up opportunities for Kolento to play his other decks to not really have to worry about the hand lock, which could end up countering it. Kolento has Patron Warrior left, as well as the Demon Zoo. So now that those are the hand locks out of the way, it opens up lots of opportunities for him to be able to roll over with those decks. What was KitKat's other 2 decks?
He has the 2 decks of the tournament, Hunter and Patron, which, as we've talked about before, very hard to beat both of those. Doesn't seem like Kolento really picked one to single out. Just kind of has decent matchup against both of them, but it's pretty likely KitKatz can get a win off both of them with 3 chances.
Hunter is which one? Is it face Hunter or mid?
It's pretty mid-rangey. He's running 2 freezing, 1 explosive, and the rest is all mid-range stuff with like web spinners.
Oh, which definitely helps against Priest, because Face Hunter would definitely not stand a big chance against it, right?
I think I actually like Face Hunter against Kolento's Priest, because Kolento's Priest has a lot of ways to like take the Mad Scientist, web spinners, like Houndmastered targets, Haunted Creepers, and just kind of use them against you. And Savannah Hymane's died at death. So both, I think, stand a pretty good chance. I think Hunter's just in general favored, but the Priest can definitely take down Hunter with the correct draw.
Oh, you say Hunter is actually favored against the Priest? Or?
I think the Face Hunter is,
Oh,
not the mid-range Hunter.
Chucky, one of the most
You just hit
Popular.
him in the face.
popular face hunter players.
They don't actually have that much healing in the priest class,
Yeah.
ironically. So, and not much taunt.
Yeah, Chucky made a name for himself by playing face hunter.
You're kidding. So, not a face hunter in this match, though. Very
Yeah.
mid-range. And we actually did get hunter versus priest. So, I was going to keep a Shrinkmeister, but I feel like he might end up just playing it as a 3-2.
Yeah, maybe to like just block some damage early on in the game.
Yeah, just trade efficiently with stuff.
Yeah. So keep in mind, this is the winner's match of Group B. So the winner of this match goes automatically into the round of 8. So they get seeded into the playoff stage. The loser is not out of the tournament. They go down to face the winner of the loser's match as sort of the deciding match of the group.
Would you
So
quick shot that? No. Right.
He's probably going to look to coin out the bow, I think, with that.
Yeah, I like that more too. Yeah, coin out the bow and then animal companion afterwards.
Right away.
Yeah.
Of course, you risk like shield, but there's none. So
Yep, and there's the Houndmaster we talked about, which if it can connect with the Animal Companion, probably can. That's really nice.
I mean, it's just so bad. Like if Power Shield would have come down, right? I mean, then
Right.
then it would have been like so awkward.
Right away.
I feel like, yeah, he'll just play the Shrinkmeister since he's already curving out with his hand.
it's not too many Shrinkmeister. You don't really get the luxury of being able to play Shrinkmeister Cabal in this matchup. So you're not too
Yeah.
worried about the combo.
Yeah, it's more like Shrinkmeister Shadow Madness in this matchup.
Yeah. Comes a little bit earlier. You're not under as much pressure, I suppose.
This Houndmaster is going to be really sick, though.
Yeah, actually, like the like Misha is in general super good, right? I mean, against
Yeah.
Priest, anyways.
Yep.
But yeah, the Houndmaster is insane.
Most health, most attack.
Whoa.
Yeah, but also like just because of the forward tech.
Yep.
Like it's just so good.
Yeah, Leok wouldn't have been able to trade, and Huffer wouldn't have been able to trade with while living.
Yeah.
It's also such a pity like that the Northside cleric, despite living like the whole game, didn't draw any
has
one
not
card.
done anything.
Yeah, not a single one. Oh, I look at that, like really gets it every.
Yeah, you
like,
could.
Wow.
Juggler Unleash Hunter's Mark here.
Oh yes.
Push a lot of damage. It's not like his turns are going to get any worse from here on out with the Savannah High Main.
Yeah.
Oh, so, and yeah,
Ridiculous Hunter draw this game.
yeah, it's such an insane draw.
Those knives are actually fine because he can clear the board.
Yeah.
And put 6 damage to the face. And even if he manages to deal with this board, then you just plop a Savannah High Main down. And
Oh, he actually used the what? He just what? Okay,
I'm curious what the reason for that was.
playing into Holy Nova. is
Playing
probably.
into Holy Nova, yeah.
What?
Just
What?
give him a chance. Yeah, why not?
But he also played so quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's like he definitely had something in mind, right? By saving a 1/1.
But this play was also missing 6 damage, right?
It missed 5 damage.
Yeah, well, actually,
Yeah.
it missed 5 damage. Yeah,
Which
so,
is a lot.
So the question is, do you rather want like a 1/1 Hound, or do you rather like to have like 1 health on the minion and 5 damage on the face of your
Yeah, I
opponent? So it's pretty.
I don't
silly.
know the reasoning, but
I like Chalky's reasoning. He's like, I've had a good draw. Let me give him a gift.
yeah, give him a chance.
If you have Holy Nova,
if he
cool.
Holy Novas, Savannah High Main, good luck.
I mean,
So-
Kolento plays Holy Nova, right?
I
Obviously.
think he plays 1.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like
So you can Cabal the 1/1. Hope your knife. I think you get 1 knife. You don't get the knife from the Caballing.
yeah, but then it's lethal.
You have to. Well, it's not lethal if you hit the knife on the.
on the Houndmaster, yeah, then not.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it is. So.
Yep. And he's gonna get more bad news with another. Savannah High Main.
Yeah. It's the only thing worse than 1 Savannah High Main.
They travel in pairs.
2 Savannah High Mains.
This is the Houndmaster? Yeah, oh, it's also the very best. Actually, would you have preferred to play it? Oh, okay, he goes for that actually. But
Huh.
okay. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. But even then, would you have preferred to play Lothep earlier so that the knife cannot hit the Houndmaster actually? Like, just because like if it hits the Houndmaster, you just lose the 4-1.
Yeah, shouldn't he have quick shotted the the juggler first.
Yeah, that would have been the best one.
Yeah, it would have saved his...
Yeah, he would have, yeah, absolutely.
So, bit of a sloppy play.
We've concluded that KitKatz is in fact playing Hunter.
Right. KitKatz is in one of those situations where you're so ahead, you kind of just stop thinking. You're just like,
Yeah.
cards, hero power, stuff, go. Like, let's go on to game 3.
Yeah.
And it's not going to punish him.
No.
He's going to win.
Yeah, he's at such an advantage. I mean, that's
If he didn't
not
have the
losable.
second Savannah High main, I guess there's like an Hawkeye top deck chance, but...
Yeah, but like this, it's just...
Yeah, he's just going to make trades. He's like, maybe this is a good trade, maybe not. I don't know, my opponent's at 8.
Well, I guess it protects his load then. Like, it protects more damage because he could heal the Light Warden, but I don't even know if he thought about that.
And that's just game.
Wow. That's
Okay.
a quick 2-0 lead for KitKatz in this series, and Kolento's struggling to find a win with the Priest.
So now Grim Patron Warrior has to win 1 of 3, right? Yeah, I mean, that's very possible.
Very possible. We saw that last match where we were talking about Dominus had a patron counter lineup, and yet still he couldn't take 3 games off of it. You know, he was only able to take 1. Eventually, they're going to get insane draws.
Sort of combo decks in general, especially ones that are at sort of like the peak of their strengths, like Patron Warrior. Some games, they just do things that you just can't deal with.
Yeah.
And it makes it so...
When you draw 30 cards, generally if those 30 cards are good, can't lose.
Wise words. Wise words from Jockey. Well, KitKatz is 1 game away from securing his spot in the round of 8. He would join Trump and Demigod from Group A. And Kolento's got to claw his way back. If he loses this match, he's not out of the tournament, but it's going to be a rougher road for him. Starting to get late here. These players have been here for quite a while. They've been playing Hearthstone for quite a while. So fatigue might start to be settling in for these players, and I'm sure playing 1 additional match, like getting later in the night, could start affecting their play.
Yeah, I mean, the loser of this match has to wait through another match.
Yeah.
And then they have to play 1 more match. And they're not going to be in that great of a mood. They just lost.
Yeah.
So,
Life Coach, you actually just played at the Viking House Cup that you actually won. And you guys were playing really late into the night. How does that affect somebody? Did that affect you a lot, like playing late and in the cold and stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, it has definitely been a long day, so yeah, your concentration definitely goes down. You make more mistakes for sure. Like it was also a little bit cold, so yeah, everything adds up, and suddenly you play not A game but rather like B, C game, and yeah, this could sometimes affect like important plays, of course. Yeah. Probably you should just do it like Stan Sivka, like he always eats like 2 bananas in between each game, so that definitely helps.
He literally hires a banana supplier to drive out to every single tournament and just give him a constant supply of bananas.
is that so, TJ?
That is.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, or you can just hire Makla, then that works too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to trust you on this one.
You should. You don't know enough to refute my claims,
Right.
so your only choice is to trust.
Okay. So, KitKatz has the Despite Patron in the Patron mirror.
Should definitely help.
Yeah.
So these guys' hands are very similar, actually. Both with Emperor Thorsan, Fire War Axe, both opening up with Armor Smiths and a Grim Patron already in their hand.
Could very well come down to who can get their combo off first.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very hard to clear patrons as patron. One of the few cards in their deck that helps is like Execute. Neither player has that right now. All the whirlwind effects suddenly become anti-synergy when it's your opponent who has the patrons.
You know, so that's an important one. Like, if you get the Dread Corsair, you can actually shield 1
Yeah.
more patron, so
Yep.
that's really important.
It's basically like a patron because
Yes.
it protects the 1 patron.
Exactly. I mean, as long as you hold him, I mean, obviously Kolento knows, so he's holding him, not stupidly playing it. That's really clever. And, I mean, also to mention is like that both players actually have Thaurissan in the hand, and usually the one who actually pulls off Thaurissan first wins. So
Yeah. This
could
is going
very
to be
well be Kolento here. Like,
yeah, very interesting game. Like, KitKatz could equip Despite over his weapon and hit face just to try and be the first person to get off, but then he'd only get 2 patrons.
Yeah, that's not enough. Like, you don't want to do that. But it's really interesting. Like, Kolento can just turn 5 coin into Thorzen, and turn 6 he even gets the Warsong Commander Patron combo, and that's just so silly. And with Corsair too.
Yep.
So it's just so silly.
Oh, so KitKatz, he's thinking about the Despite play.
It's not bad. I mean, it's a 9% chance that he simply wins. If he keeps a bit, no, really, like if he draws in a rage, he simply wins, right? So it's 9%. It's not that low.
Wow.
9% to win the game.
I mean, usually you win if you get like 4 patrons.
Yeah, yeah. Especially this matchup.
Yep, you pretty much win. So he's going to go for the Despite, but after attacking. Deciding to wait 1 more turn. Yeah, right now, I mean, Kolento has the better utility. But like you said, if KitKatz can draw an Inner Rage, he has a really good chance. Whirlwind, not too bad.
So you just armor up here? Do you battle raise to try and draw another card to make Emperor Thorsan a little bit better?
Oh no, you will. Like after you play Thorzen, you can just play everything and battle raise.
Yeah.
Do you know whether KitKatz plays like double Inner Rage, 1 Cruel, or what's the build?
Wow. Armor Pass.
We haven't seen the whole decks from these
We
guys?
have seen the whole deck from KitKatz, but I don't remember entirely.
Okay.
I think he had 2 Inner Rages.
Yeah.
And 1 Cruel.
We've seen like 3 games with Patron War that have gone to Fatigue.
So
the cards are starting to just mix together in my head.
Okay.
So for Kolento here, he could make 3 Patrons and play a Dread Corsair.
Yeah, but Thorzen is my
Or he
favorite.
could just Thorzen, yeah. Both very, very good plays. With this play, he has the chance to pull off Battle Rage if he doesn't Commander and Patron next turn, which he might.
Well, he's got double Inner Rage. He Commander Patron.
KitKatz actually has Task BGH. Usually you don't get to get BGH value in this matchup, but that'll give it to him.
I mean, I actually probably kind of agree that you could even forfeit to play the Commander. Just play Patron, Corsair.
Yeah, just for the cards.
Yeah, double Inner Rage,
Damage isn't really that relevant.
Yeah, exactly. You just get the full hand again, and then you simply win.
Stay ahead on board, stay ahead on cards. Life is, pretty meaningless.
Absolutely. Like in this situation for sure.
Yeah.
So it's just so good. Just get this 1 Armor Smith tool so that you can never die to anything silly.
Yep. Yeah, it's really hard to just kind of burst your opponent down in this matchup. Both players are usually around 30.
But would you not play, Thorzen and actually attack face is good. I think Thorzen and attacking face is a pretty good play. But I mean, what would you do? I really like this. And then face for sure. I mean, definitely not Thorzen.
Yeah, you definitely don't hit the Thorzen.
No, for sure not.
I don't know.
I mean, why should you?
Yeah, because...
Well, he knows he's not going to trade in Thorsan, and he's sort of setting up to where, hey, if you go for a big play with like Whirlwinds and Grim Patrons, then you're going to kill your Thorsan also. So
Yeah,
but at the same time, you can just
they'll just trade first.
yeah.
So it's like... it's also that the 9 life difference could be important. Like,
yeah.
it's not that it's automatically doesn't matter.
I'd probably set up my stuff, get a really sick Battle Rage. I think you get 4 cards. You can play a free Corsair, and trade your guys off probably. And then you're ahead on card, you're ahead on board. Go ahead, KitKatz, what can you do? Kolento going to do something to Warsong Commander though. So this is basically the same play, except instead of a bunch of cards, you get a bunch of damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you guys talked about earlier, sometimes the first player to get Grim Patrons on the board, unless you're teching in like the anti-patron tech with draw.
We know KitKatz doesn't have.
Yeah.
And Kolento got to see that match just like the rest of us, so he knows there's no brawl in here. He knows there's no crazy stuff.
Yeah, I saw him over on the couch when he was watching KitKatz play, rubbing his hands together.
And so Kolento
really
just got, what did he get here? 16 extra damage?
Yeah.
From going for Warsong over Battle Rage. Just gonna set up lethal and
Well, what can like KitKatz do here? Like he can actually produce the full board of patrons. Look at that. Like, he can just play, what, Patron? Ah, nearly.
Yeah, but what can he do?
He'll have to trade in his patrons to his opponent's
but
patrons.
it's like, yeah, Cruel Taskmaster he sends into the Pirate
Yeah.
in a rage. Like Whirlwind. Whirlwind's everything, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like, he has a lot of charge, guys. Is
You
it?
probably want to Whirlwind last. If you can help it, you want to get rid of those 2 patrons first.
Also, yeah,
Not
but
sure if
I think that's like, I mean, you have to attack the Cruel Taskmaster, and otherwise you don't get like 3 patrons, and you really want to get 3 patrons with
I
Whirlwind.
think you could go the 5-2 into the taunt, the 2-2 into a 5-2, a patron into the 2-3, another patron into one of his patrons, and then finally attack one of his patrons with your axe.
Also,
And you could full clear the board.
No, wait, that's bad. That he should.
Yeah, he should have used the 5-2, and then run the 3-3 into the 2-3 to get another patron. He will. Okay, so this way he will get another patron.
No, Wasong must die.
He'll end up with 3.
Okay, that's good. That's good. But yeah, no, it's
Crazy
fine.
turn.
Yeah.
KitKatz roped. We roped on our thoughts.
I feel like he could have ended that
Wow.
turn with more patrons.
No, it was pretty good, wasn't it? Like,
The only weakness this has is if your opponent has a whirlwind effect, he gets to clear your patrons.
Yeah.
There
now-
might have been a way where you could have ended with a 2 health patron and a 3 health patron. Kolento's going to go for 2 draws.
But now it actually really would have paid off to actually play the Battle Rage beforehand, right? Like with a full hand.
This is what we were talking about. The damage, not that relevant. Cards, very relevant. And now,
I mean,
KitKatz has the lead.
yeah, exactly.
Huge lead.
Yeah. He
Though
could have
he doesn't have card draw either.
He could have had these cards plus more in his hand this turn, plus the patron combo.
His opponent would be at 25, but that isn't as relevant as long as you can lock down the board.
Yeah.
Because KitKatz is out of stuff too.
And now what do you kill? Do you kill the fresh Grim Patron, the 3/3, or do you kill the Warsong Commander?
I think you have to kill the fresh 3/3.
It's going to spawn another
It'll
one.
spawn another one, yeah. And you have no way to deal with that in your deck.
But
you
then
have whirlwind effects to deal with, the other stuff.
Actually, also just coming shortly to the last turn, like, what I meant is, like, if KitKatz would have whirlwinded, like, before, like, with 3 patrons on board, he could have actually cleared, I think, down to 2 patrons, like, 2 patrons of Kolento duplicate to 4, and he has 6, so he can actually trade 4 of his 6 patrons in, has, like, 2 full health patrons, 1 goes onto the Warsong Commander, which would have left him, I think, with 1 healthy patron instead of 1 3/1 patron.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure, but I think...
I know a lot of people are in favor of executing Acolytes in this matchup just to deny the cards.
Yeah.
When you know your opponent is searching for answers, you can just deny that.
No, it's really interesting, right? It's so close.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kolento is all of a sudden in a
If-
spot where he might just get 3-0'd himself.
Well, if
Oh, yeah.
Kolento can somehow get out of this, KitKatz is just out of stuff.
But he draws 1 card every turn. It's not that bad. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, actually...
As soon as he draws into, like, draw, then he's pretty much just going to chain draw.
Yeah, but also in general, like, patrons cards are nearly, like, all doing something, right?
Right.
So it's really difficult to get a complete dead draw. Of course, not a draw which he will be able to utilize his mana, but definitely something where he can do some damage, like a weapon for 6 damage or something.
Any weapon pretty much wins the game for KitKatz.
Exactly. Or any minion, like, if you got the 2 attack minion.
Any minion with 3 or less, any weapon.
Actually, anything...
Anything
Whoa.
not Harrison Jones.
Yeah. That's like one of the only cards that he didn't want.
Yeah, he's got his 2 tech choices sitting in his hand staring at him and
Yeah, but you just play both, right?
thinking any other card won me the game. That might actually be true.
But
Any other card might have won it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you just play both armor up, right? And then you just go Grom against the
How's
one.
your opponent going to win?
Yeah, I would also just play both. Hopefully before taking this Grom.
Yeah, that would be a big mistake. Because then you can't play BGH. Well, BGH on the board, I don't know if it's that important, but it could protect you against if he has execute or remove Grom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the BGAs is super important to force
Yeah,
some
you
damage.
can't let your opponent stabilize here. In fact, I don't think you want to trade.
No.
Your opponent will make that trade.
Yeah, I also don't like it.
This trade is more okay because you get the extra damage over 2 turns.
Absolutely.
And you protect your BGH. Yeah.
What can Kolento draw that's going to be able to keep him in this one?
Execute is what he needs. That's not execute, so that's... Yeah, that'll do it.
Wow.
And Kolento, despite being the first player to combo off, loses and gets 3-0'd.
Yeah, he 3-0'd his matchup against Lead Paint and then turns around and gets 3-0'd.
KitKatz taking it back for the Grand National Champions.
Yeah, revenge for his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Man.
Kolento looks a little bit stunned. He's sort of just wondering what happened to him. He's not out of the tournament yet. He will face the winner of the losers match from Group B, which is Domdus and Lead Paint. So he'll face the winner between those two. But he's got to play an elimination match later on. He's got to sit around, watch another match, get tired, and then play a match to end the day that's going to decide his tournament life.
Yep.
It's going to be a rough road ahead for him. And looking at the next match here, Lead Paint versus Domdus. And both these guys, Lead Paint, of course, had a really rough road. He got 3-0'd. It was a quick series. Domdus, on the other hand, he got 3. It was a really long. Well, he got 3-1, right? Yeah, but the series was still super long and super grueling. So
pretty close. He, had the potential to 3-0 KitKatz's patron deck, but didn't happen. KitKatz, eventually got that insane draw with patron and was able to take it. And KitKatz talked up his patron play a bunch. Don't think he's lost with the deck so far. Or he lost once with it to Domdus. So a 3-1 and a 3-0 from KitKatz, he's through to Sunday.
Yeah. Life Coach, you've seen KitKatz's decks now. What do you think of his deck choices and his chances moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, pretty good deck choice, right? I mean, all solid decks. There was like a handlock, which I obviously like as a handlock expert player, and the mid-range hunter is definitely not a bad choice in general. And the patron warrior, of course, is also tier 1 nowadays. I was wondering like a little bit about his tech choice. I mean, BGH and warrior definitely makes the handlock matchup a little bit better. Also, but Harrison is really an interesting choice, isn't it? I mean, I really wondered what he cut out of the patron, because usually like the slots are pretty neat, so you don't have like infinite of them.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Probably cut like some of the more draw cards and really teching out with the BGH and the Harrison.
Harrison can be a draw card. I mean, you can sacrifice a draw card for Harrison.
If you expect a lot of weapon classes, it can be a really important draw card.
It seems like it'd be great for the mirror matchup.
Didn't draw it at a good time that match, but if you had drawn it earlier, it might have been a blowout.
Yeah.
Actually, the mirror tech is really nice, right? I mean, if you have your patron, then you can... I mean, you cannot play patron, and perhaps it's not insane, right? I mean, I was just thinking you can whirlwind your own patrons, but it never happens, right?
Right.
On turn 10, maybe play Grim Patron and then Harrison his Despite. But we actually do have an interview ready with the winner from that last match, KitKatz, on stage, who's with Dan, so let's send it over to them.
All right, thank you so much, TJ. I'm joined by the winner of Group B. It's KitKatz, who was just here not too long ago, and you're back. How does that feel to finally defeat Kolento and advance through groups?
It feels really great to get a chance to play as credible as Kolento, and just to win is 1,000 times better than that.
For sure, you were lacking some confidence going in, considering the prestige behind Kolento's name, but you managed to pull through. Is there anything specific about it? Because you 3-0'd him. You didn't just. It wasn't a very close series where maybe you narrowly defeated him, but it felt like the series score at least was one-sided. Was it as easy as it for you as it looked?
I mean, against a player like that, I just had really good matchups. I had handlock against his priest. He's playing priest, and I think all my decks do pretty well against that. Like you saw, like priest just struggled against the hunter, and then he didn't even queue it against patron because patron just crushes it too.
How do you feel like Kolento's chances of advancing in second place here? Lead Paint and Domdus did put up a fight as much as they could, but they end up losing. Do you feel like he's going to go through second place here?
I definitely think Kolento will win, and if not, I'm cheering for my teammate, Lead Paint.
All right, and the last question I want to toss in here is a little bit more of a loose one. You're wearing, I believe, Demigod's hoodie. So is there something that you want to share with the rest of the world here?
I really wanted to represent my country and my homeland, Canada, and he was wearing the shirt. He's not even from Canada, though. He's a Hawaiian, man. So I had to take it from him and go represent, and luckily I won. So
That's right. He was just posing. All right, well, congratulations as you do advance in first place in Group B, but we're not done yet. We still have yet to find out who is going to be eliminated, and we're going to start through going back to our commentators at the desk, who's also joined by another special guest. So take it away, boys.
Thank you, Frodan.